Coming back into World of Warcraft, I was really hoping that the auction house would have been better. And it's not. Let's jump into this. Now, I've got 3 reasons why the auction house is dead. And they're not the only reasons, but these are the 3 top things that I was thinking about. Now, before we get into this, I am not an economics expert. I'm just reporting on what I'm seeing after having a bit of a break from World of Warcraft. So if you haven't checked it out recently, a lot of the prices for crafted items and whatnot on the auction house are really, really cheap. I mean, way less expensive than they were when the expansion started. Which makes sense. Over time, prices can fluctuate and drop to a certain degree. But this is going to segue into reason 1 of why the auction house is broken. And it all starts with a single date. October 10th, 2024. Now, if you guys don't know what that signifies, that is the day that the profaned tinderbox became purchasable by using delve mats. So the profane tinderbox was an item, it was a mat that you could only find out in the environment. You couldn't craft this thing, you had to find it. So basically they were really, really rare. And if something is rare, you're gonna wanna sell it at the best possible price. Because if you loot something 100 times and only one of them drops, yeah, you're not gonna wanna sell it for 2 gold or something cheap. Before October 10th, tinderboxes were selling for around 7,000 to 8,000 gold on the auction house. But once Blizzard realized that, yeah, this item is really hard to get, and you need this item to do a lot of the crafting professions, maybe we'll make it easier for the player base. And honestly, I'm all down for that. I'm down for people having a good time in WoW, because that's the point of the game. So October 10th rolls around, and everyone who's been running delves, they're now able to use those materials that they find in the delves and buy profane tinderboxes. So what does that do to the auction house? Prices plummet. Profane tinderboxes go from around 7,000 gold to 2,000 and then less and less and less. And now that they're so abundant, people can just buy them off the auction house and use those to make their crafted item and put them up for purchase. So now we have a flood of these crafted items that were really, really rare before. I always use the example of the weapon enchant Authority of Radiant Power. In the beginning, if you got that recipe, you were going to make a ton of gold, because a gold tier Authority of Radiant Power was going for like 32,000. Something crazy like that. But now, since profane tinderboxes are abundantly available, the amount of gold tier Authority of Radiant Power enchants, there's plenty. Everyone's going to get one. Not like you weren't going to get one before, but the mats to make it are cheaper. So what does that do to the price of that enchant? It plummets. If you look at the auction house these days, that enchant is dirt cheap. And that's for a gold tier. Just a reminder, to make a gold tier crafted item, in most cases, you have to use concentration. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to professions, go check out my profession guide. It'll explain concentration. It's a thing that I thought was good, and really it's not. It's bad. Concentration limits the amount of top tier crafted items that you can make. So when the price plummets on a gold tier item that you craft, and you can't make a whole bunch of them, that means that you're not going to make a lot of gold. Now this brings us into reason number 2 of why the auction house is broken. And that's because of something called the WoW token. And when the price of that token is really high and the price of craftable items is really low, well, that just really sucks. Because now as a player who runs the auction house, you have to work harder than you did before, only to get the same outcome, which is buying a WoW token. The only good thing that comes out of a WoW token being more expensive is that if you buy one for $20, you get more gold to buy cheaper items on the auction house. So for those players, congratulations, your gold is going to be much more valuable. But for those who are trying to make gold in the game, you're screwed. You have some work to do. Which brings us to number 3. The ability to purchase profane tinderboxes with delve mats helped regular players, but not auction house players. Again, like I said, I'm down for people having a good time playing the game. That's why we play World of Warcraft. But when Blizzard made this option happen, it benefited a certain group of people and ruined a certain aspect of the game for people who only play the auction house. And now that it takes longer to build up gold in order to buy a WoW token, which 1 can give you a free month of WoW, or 2, you can convert that token into $15 into your Blizzard account. Well, if it takes longer to do because my prices on my crafted items aren't selling for as much, then why am I going to spend the time as an auction house player? I mean, yeah, I could do it for the joy of it, and there is an element to having fun working on professions. But for example, if someone says, hey, you make $5 for every 6 hours that you put in, and then later on they say, hey, you now make $5 for every 12 hours that you put in, there's no incentive for me to be an auction house player, even though I really want to. So it's a bit disheartening, but what are your thoughts on this? How can the auction house get better in World of Warcraft? Or do you think it's perfectly fine the way it is right now? Leave your comments down below. I would love to read them and see what you guys are thinking. And if you got this far in the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to get back into making a lot of videos. I've been busy lately, and my first Return of Tales of Azeroth video is coming out here really soon, and it's all about deep lore content. So keep an eye out for that. I'm really, really excited. Having said that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and having a lot of fun in World of Warcraft and getting ready for Season 3. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.